Welcome.
How you doing, sir?
Welcome. Yeah, have a seat. Now, also joining Akon are two amazing individuals. I'd like to introduce Lynn Liss, who is the COO and co-founder of Akoin, as well as Karas, John Karas, the president and coordinator, who is also the co-founder of Akon. Please put your hands together for them as well. Yeah, welcome Lynn and welcome John.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great to be here. Beautiful building.
Beautiful building, and you love our city too, right? Now, you've been in Toronto now since Monday. How has it been? Are you loving our city?
No, I love Toronto. Whenever I want to get away from the U.S. and feel like I'm international, I come to Canada.
Woo! We love you in Canada. Come more often.
Yeah, it's just super diverse here. I just love it.
But I want you to come back in December so we can shower you with our love, the snow.
No.
No.
Canada gets way too cold. You know I'm African. I don't like that cold.
Now,
summertime, spring, all day though.
Amazing. Now, you've been successful in the music world. You've also helped birth a lot of careers in the music industry as well. Now, you've shifted to technology and financial services. What made you decide to go into these areas as well?
Well, when you look at music, music kind of shifted to technology as well. But even in the beginning of my music career, technology was always the platform that I used to not only market my stuff, but to actually saturate the market with it. And the first album with Trouble, I was able to gain advantages that my other artist counterparts didn't utilize, which was ringtones. Because I knew that the digital age would be what would be the basic form to be able to get to your audience. So my main focus was on ringtones, while all theirs was just on regular single and record sales. But I was looking at the dynamics of just basic business. You got a full song that plays for maybe 4 minutes that was selling for $1.99. And then you had a ringtone that would play for 15 seconds for $4.99. What would you focus on? So I decided to focus on ringtones. And ultimately, because of that, we was heavily, I can say we got the fruits of that, that tree, and ended up being the most, actually on the Guinness Book of World Records for 2008 and 10, we was the most ringtones sold in the universe. So I was really happy to get that accomplishment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, the three of you founded Akoin, which is a cryptocurrency company, which is actually set up to help the digital currency world in Africa. Now, what made you decide to start this?
Well, the cryptocurrency concept was basically my dream and my vision for my legacy is to, build Africa. Take the infrastructure level and just bring it back 20 years ahead, because right now we're 20 years behind. And for Africa to be the continent that provides all the developing nations the tools they need to develop, Africa has been the one continent that never utilized their own resources to develop itself, for many reasons. But ultimately, we wanted to utilize the younger generation, the young entrepreneurs, the diaspora that's outside of Africa, to utilize all those tools, connections, network, and experience outside of knowledge to now focus on home and utilize those gifts that they have to now build our own country. And I think the biggest issue that we have was corruption. And corruption outside of corruption, you may have the most amazing concept idea, but without finances, it just doesn't go anywhere. And we had to find the solution for all of that. And I felt like cryptocurrency would be the savior for it, because it provided both of those major parts, which is security and also finances. And also, when you look at Africa, there is no such thing as a worker. Like, everyone is born an entrepreneur. If you've ever been to Africa, when you drive down the street, everybody set their fruit stands, their fish stands, their vegetable stand, whatever stand, and they're selling to everybody, right? So I look at Africa as a model of what China used to be 35, 40 years ago. Ultimately, they focused on the younger generation, filled them with education on how to continue and to build their country to the next stage. And I think Africa needs to take those same steps to kind of move forward. Utilizing cryptocurrency, we figured that would be the perfect model and tool that we would need it to kind of move our future forward. Because if we can control our own currency and leverage that against the resources that Africa already has, then Africa can literally build itself. All we needed was the education and knowledge with the manpower that we have to move it forward.
Amazing. Yeah, that is really wonderful, because you mentioned the other day that Africa is the largest emerging economy in the world, and anyone that wants to make big money should go to Africa.
100%.
So now that you're doing this, it's really amazing because people can then take advantage of this, which will help ease trade globally. Now, I would like to speak to John about what cryptocurrency means, because I don't want to assume that everyone knows what that means. So, John, can you explain what cryptocurrency means so those who do not know what that is can understand?
Sure. Cryptocurrency is a blockchain-driven alternate form of value for trading in and out, distributed ledger technology so that there's a different system. It's backed by electronic trust and legitimization. So in our case, we've gone a step beyond to actually not only build a cryptocurrency, but an internal exchange where the users can go freely between prepaid sell minutes, which is a major store of value in particularly Africa and India, and to a lesser degree in Southeast Asia, from that into a different basket of known cryptocurrencies and the cryptocurrencies of our DApp partners, and then into the fiat currencies that we're all familiar with here, dollars, euros, pounds. But the core question is, what's a cryptocurrency? It's a different type of store of value that is electronic and backed by a company as opposed to backed by a government. There you go.
Great. You want to add something?
I'll simplify that just a little bit more. Because half these people are like, oh, huh? So I'm going to make it as simple as possible. Forget about all the technical stuff you just heard. You have the dollar, and you have the Canadian dollar. And then you have cryptocurrency, which is a digital currency. So now you have the dollar, the Canadian dollar, and the digital currency. Let's say you go to the United States. You can't really spend that Canadian dollar in the US. So you trade it for a US dollar. The digital currency, you can't really trade that anywhere. So you trade it for whatever that currency becomes. So look at cryptocurrency just as another form of currency. Because if you go to the UK is going to give you the pound. If you go to China, or is that Japan? You get the yen. I may have got it wrong, but you know what I mean. So everywhere you go has its own currency. So now digital also has its own currency. That's crypto. So if you look at it from that standpoint, you'll clearly understand that it's just another form of currency that you can use to trade, to buy whatever you want. Is that easier?
Yeah. So it's a form of currency, it's just that it's digital.
That's how you have to look at it.
Yes.
Any other way, you'll get confused.
And something to add, when we set out on this journey, I think over a year ago and came together as a force, it was about how to make sure this currency can become established, has utility in Africa, and that people want to use it across, in our case, a platform of like an app store, dApps, cryptocurrency-based apps, and even app partners that want to come together and start trading their currencies with the Akoin. And I like to say this analogy to my kids when we talk about this. They play Minecraft, they play Roblox, they buy stuff on Amazon, right? And each of those, while it's a gaming point, right, they have essentially their own value, their own currency. My kids certainly feel it. They like their Minecraft points. So they see this as, oh, Mom, great. You mean I can start trading between Minecraft and Roblox and then go buy something on Amazon? Within our Akoin ecosystem, those partners, those apps and dApps on our platform, we're just, as John mentioned, through our internal exchange mechanism, the ability to go back and forth between those points or those currencies, right, where there's real value established. That is what we're bringing out to the market. We just launched our MVP, or our beta product today, this morning, which is really exciting. Yep. And we're looking forward to growing it, so thank you.
Well, nice, nice. Now, how do you envision Akoin disrupting the cryptocurrency market, especially in Africa, and making a positive impact in terms of transactions, and also even making it more accessible for people to be able to trade internationally?
Well, the whole idea of Akoin is like, when you look at the currencies that exist today, most of the currencies that was introduced that went public or had their, coin offerings or whatever the case may be. None of them really had anything to either back it or no services that complemented it. And the difference with Akoin is that every single service that we provide to you will be utilized with the Akoin platform. And we want to be able to use everyday situations, circumstances, and opportunities for you to be able to utilize that coin. So it comes with a value already attached to it because it comes with services that you can utilize in your everyday life that you can now use to trade that coin for. And I think that's the biggest problems that we've had in the crypto space and why it was so confusing to everybody, because people will tokenize a certain type of product and had nothing to back it. So no one really understood exactly what that was. So when you look at the basic form of how even Apple Pay is used, or Amazon, they all have their own specific type of programs, or Sky Miles or wherever, you can use them for flights. This almost kind of the same type of concept and idea, but the only difference is based on the territories in which we're pretty much trying to concentrate. And then when you look at Africa with all these entrepreneurs, they all have their own visions, they all have their own businesses, and they all have their own products. So we want to be able to utilize that Akoin as the currency for all those ideas, products, and visions. So now they can utilize not only the products they're selling to you, but you can also have a currency in which you can actually receive that product from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Akoin functions as a token, which is used in the Akoin ecosystem. Now, can you walk us through the platform and share with us how Akon holders can interact with other cryptocurrencies holders, as well as how they interact with their local currencies? I'd like to ask you this, John.
Sure. So as we showed earlier with our MVP this morning, and there'll be some beta testing. You'll be able to see that just in real life and practical application in about a month. We again have this atomic swap that we helped to pioneer, so that without having to go to a money exchange place or some kind of bank-driven exchange or something else for actual users, they can internally just swap between these different stores of value. And that intersects with, as Lynn brought up, our growing pool of dApp partners that one would find in the Akoin ecosystem through our wallet. Ultimately, that's no different from the Apple App Store, but focused on decentralized apps that use blockchain at their core for whatever good or service they're providing. And again, ability to instantly intersect with those things to store, save, spend, utilize across all kinds of services, goods, transactions in a seamless and instant fashion, and hopefully a lot more simply than we're explaining. As you'll ultimately see from a refined version of our video, it's just a couple of clicks, something that most people that have a mobile phone do every day when they're intersecting with websites. So same kind of thing.
And I'd love to bring up, because you talked about getting into the street, which is so important to us. We know eventually everything will be a digital currency, but in the meantime, people do have fiat. They're still wanting sometimes to trade in and out of their local economy there. And our first use case, our partner BitMinutes that we presented this morning, and again, you'll see shortly, is BitMinutes, where the experience where someone can have Akoin and they can come onto our platform and say, hey, I want to go top up my mobile phone. Which is a huge thing we all know, but in Africa, you just want to quickly get your phone some more minutes, be active. They can go from Akoin into BitMinutes. They can move into services such as micro lending. So there's a service we'll be rolling out related to holders of Akoin into BitMinutes and building up their credit score so they actually can do some micro loans in minutes. But on the fiat part, what's really cool, we showed a map today where in Nigeria there's 1,000 agents where if you have Akoin and you want to actually cash those out, you can go up to these, look on a map, find the agent, and you can say, today I'd rather trade my money into the fiat currency. So that's
And fiat, by the way, is just regular money.
Yeah, sorry, thank you.
So if you hear fiat currency, that means the actual dollar that you have in your hand.
Yep, so it's giving users as many choices, ultimately into banks and ATMs, et cetera. So through these partnerships, we try to reach everywhere.
I'd also just add that we talk about prepaid sell minutes in probably a different way than you guys are used to. In a lot of rising economies, that's a major trusted store of value. So a lot of the folks will have many SIM cards with thousands or many thousands or even 1 million minutes instead of working with the bank. and they buy and sell things by using their prepaid cell minutes. So for us, that's a really important way to help bank the unbanked.
Wow, sounds really convenient. Now, a lot of people, believe that companies that are launching cryptocurrencies lack the experience, the relationships, and even sometimes lack the credibility. Now, how does Akoin challenge and, disrupt this opinion and sort of what's different about Akoin is what I'm asking.
Well, in a lot of other cryptocurrencies, majority of the companies are ran by tech geeks. They're very intelligent when it comes to building technology, but the part that they lack is the entrepreneurial side, the business side. So you get some very creative tech guys that can build a platform, but then there's no business model that surrounds it. Whereas we're coming from more of an entrepreneurial position, and then from the entrepreneurial position, we already know what our projections to be for what we're trying to accomplish, and then we build the tech to fit that. So we're about the need, and we're looking for things that's necessary, things that you necessarily, literally need in your life on an everyday basis. And then we build the technology that allows that to be able to provide that need for you on a day-to-day basis. So with that approach, it's literally built by the people for the people. But then the technology just makes it a lot easier and makes your life a lot more easier to be able to have the access to what it is you're already trying to get accomplished.
Yeah, plus you have a name to protect, right? You're Akon.
Yeah, that's the most important
so
part.
that legitimizes, what you're doing because you already have a brand that is known, you have the necessary relationships, so it makes it easy for you to make inroads into areas that, most of those, other companies cannot, go to.
Well, I mean, it helps a lot to have a trusted name in a continent, because I never get into anything in Africa that's not helping Africa. If it's just about the money, I'm not interested. I can just continue to sing and dance and make millions of dollars and not have to worry about that. Really, So.
Yeah.
And we hope you'll come see tonight, so there you go. But we should also just say this is meant to be super simple and super easy to use, and it's not just about our cryptocurrency, it's really about our dApp store or platform to help provide tools and services for rising entrepreneurs in all kinds of areas of life and business, ecology, social impact, et cetera, in a really simple, easy to use way. And then for us, one of our big plans is to help promote the things that are really outstanding. Some will rise initially because they're great, but in the beginning, we will help to create some visibility for things that are absolutely outstanding and can be life-changing for users.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a lot of great crypto partners, crypto companies, dApps that launched last year, and that's what we found. They didn't really have a platform to get to the places where they needed to get to. So it's really a wonderful experience, actually, to be able to bring voice and, as you say, more visibility to these amazing services like our partnership with BitMinutes and many others to come. So wonderful.
Yeah, amazing. Now, I like what you said about the fact that it's not just about making money, it's about bringing about, change, empowering people. And as a person of African heritage, I just want to say thank you to you, Akon, and your team for all the impact and amazing work they've done in Africa. I mean, you've worked in so many countries, be it providing solar energy and many other things, creating opportunities, and it means a lot. And I just want to say thank you on a personal note. Now, now, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have a lot of potential to revolutionize the world and change the conversation about financial revolution. Now, what are some of the ways that regular people, everyone can get involved and start trading and mining within and throughout the Akoin ecosystem?
Well, it's really set up to make your life easier, and also to give you access that you normally wouldn't have. So the platform is built more so as a way of networking. So if you're trying to build your business as an entrepreneur, and there's pieces of your business that you don't necessarily have, you'll be able to go on that platform and seek those with that specific piece that you're missing and collaborate. So collaboration to me is everything. I always believe the key to success is unity. Even I applied that with my music. I mean, you can probably go on your phone right now and see over 500 collaborations with me and so many different artists from so many different parts of the world, because I always felt like if you want to gain a particular, territory, you collaborate with the best in that territory to understand it and also to be introduced by the best to the masses of that territory. So I was able to build my fan base by collaborating with those who were great in areas where I needed help. And I think it's no different from business or technology, for instance. If you in a position where you need to strengthen a certain piece where you don't quite have, that skill or that talent or that back, and you partner with, people that actually do it. And what the Akoin platform is going to do is allow all those parts to actually network amongst each other and utilize each other's resources to build each other's programs and businesses at the end of the day. So what we're trying to create is almost like a big platform that everyone can be able to utilize to advance their properties. So when you look at the App Store, for instance, on Apple, this is a store where you can just literally expose so many app type of partners to yourself. So just look at the Akoin as the app store for crypto and for currencies that exist in the world today. But also we'll also have services attached to every one of those coins that you can be able to utilize to build whatever you're trying to build.
And two shout outs I always like to make in terms of getting involved. We keep saying our DApp and app partners, please come to me because it's a long roadmap. So at the company and partnership level, we're really open. And like you'd like to say, get in early. Get in early. The time is right. So please approach us on that front. And then another shout out about people involvement. We launched over this last year through our Akoin Foundation, a beautiful program for ambassadors, hundreds of individuals who came in, got vetted, want to learn different skill sets, have different earning opportunities through our foundation. And it's so beautiful. I mean, I'm tickled every day about it. We have a team around the clock working with them to develop their skill sets. How can they get involved with marketing, doing a meetup, learning how to do something on social media, and that's just going to continue to grow. So there's also engagement at that level for people who want to get involved. They're actually going to be our beta testers. So one of the first cool things they get to do beyond just basic marketing with us is actually test our new platform launch. So we're really proud of that.
Yeah, great. So where are things at this point? Are you at the development stage, or what stage are you in the project right now?
So that one, I'll grab that one. So we've just launched our MVP literally this morning here at Elevate. So thank you, Toronto. That will be beta tested over the next 30 days. After that, the token will be live. We're on a pathway to do an IEO, or initial exchange offering, at some point in the next several months to broaden the user base and have more folks out there. And simultaneously, we're integrating and finishing deals with our first pool of DApp partners. But by the end of the year, our goal is to have probably the first 10 in place, and then next year we'll just continue to add and build out the ecosystem. And we'll be helping to cross-promote with those and lead to utilization and integration in all kinds of circumstances in business and social ways, particularly in Africa and India. So there we go.
Great. Now, I know that, Akoin is sort of more focused on the continent of Africa and helping, the financial service there. I know a lot of people here today are Canadians are probably wondering, how does this interact with us here? So how does that interact with us here in Canada, being that it's a platform that's mostly built for the African continent?
Well, Canada is a hub of innovation and entrepreneurship. There's many business owners out here that want to find 1 billion new customers. Do you guys want to find 1 billion new customers? Because we want to introduce you. So come see us afterwards. They're waiting for you. It's not that long of a flight, and the people are really nice.
Yeah, so just to answer that question, the platform was built for Africa because Africa has the most challenges and it has the most potential when it comes to growing. But the platform itself is a global platform that will naturally adapt to any already established, country. So the whole idea, it's no different from Apple. It was built for America, but it became something that could be used globally. And this is what this is. We know that Africa, the target there, and then the things that we can do in Africa, we can't really do in developing countries because there's a lot of things that don't allow it, not only just from a technical side, but from a legislation side, that we can't quite be able to do here. But in Africa, like I said, it's a white slate, very clean slate where you can try new things, experiment, allow it to grow in ways that you can't really grow in developing countries. So we're utilizing Africa as a model because the challenges there are a lot more vast and a lot greater. So we can attack a lot of those challenges that you guys may not even face, or we can attack challenges that you guys may face in the future. We'll already have the problems already solved. So it gives us an opening level field to develop. So once it's developed, and trust me, if it can operate seamlessly in Africa, there's nowhere else you can take it and it won't operate properly. So.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Now, I'd like each and every one of you to just give us one sentence, an advantage of cryptocurrency and Akoin. So I'll start with Lynn.
Ooh, there are so many. Advantages of cryptocurrency. So I came from the banking world. Like I operated a bank, a startup bank back in the day. I've been around for every financial evolution from e-commerce, ACH, wires, moving checks to images, right? These were big things when they came out, and I'm not surprised to find myself at the next wave of the next hugest financial evolution. And it's like Akon says many times, the same way music became digital, it's so obvious. Yes, we have fiat, we have paper now, but it all will go the way of digital. And like what we saw in the e-commerce waves and other financial evolutions, so many amazing opportunities come out of it. Again, it's so obvious. We take an image of a check and it's in our bank account. I mean, that's amazing, right? So I'm so excited. What we've presented today is already blows my mind. I'm so excited that we're seeing the impact already on the street with our ambassadors, our MVP rolling out. It's all happening. But I'm actually most excited about what we don't know we're going to see from cryptocurrency. What is that thing that we're like, oh, now that we're all digital, what can we do next, right? And we're going to be there because we already laid the groundwork on the first step. So that actually gets me, I said this morning, goosebumps for MVP. Now I've got goosebumps again. Very exciting. And was there a second question? I'll end with that because I'm just too excited. We're on the wave. We're on the wave.
It was supposed to be one sentence, but because you're excited, it's okay. So
I couldn't help it.
It was one page, not one sentence,
I
but
can't
it'll all
help
work.
it. I can't help it.
For me, it's the opportunity to drive financial inclusion through technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And for us, doing that in a place that has so much possibility, a young population that has desire, need, and brilliance, it's just limitless. So for me, it's driving financial inclusion through all of that with limitless possibility.
Good.
And me, it's very simple. It's the future. So educate yourself to it. Because whether you like it or not, you're going to have to be involved and engaged. So I think just understanding how the digital world works and how that computes to finances is going to be the key. So you don't necessarily have to understand money to spend it. Just know how to spend it and how it gets you to the next place.
Great.
Thank you.
Now, since we're here at the Elevate Tech Fest, I just want you to just complete this sentence. For me, technology is, I'll start with you, John.
The opportunity of the future.
Great. Lynn?
I'm going to go with technology as the moonshot, right? The theme of this conference. It's reaching for the stars, achieving amazing things, enabling all of us to reach the moon.
And Akon?
Technology is elevation.
Elevation.
Hey!
Elevate. Wow. We're right on time, and what an amazing conversation this was. I got to learn a lot, in an area that I don't know too much about. I hope you learned a lot too. Yeah, I can see people nodding. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Joan, Lynn, and
Thank
Akon.
you.
So great to have you in Toronto, and it was wonderful having a chat with you. And I look forward to, working with you. I'm an entrepreneur. Using your Akoin
Join us.
There you
cryptocurrency
go.
Join
and
us.
promoting it, worldwide through our platforms.
And a cross plug. Please watch our latest interviews on Afro Global Television, here available on Rogers in Toronto.
Thank you for that. Now that you've gone there, can you do that too? To watch this interview on Afro Global Television. There's
Absolutely.
a camera.
Hey, see, the beautiful part about it is Afro Global Television can also be a station on the Akon app.
Correct.
So
Heard
it
it
all
first.
works. Because on the entertainment side, we'll have all that too. But
Absolutely.
yes, you can definitely check this interview out on Afro Global Television.
Awesome,
Yes.
awesome. You're a really good businessman.
Absolutely.
I'm sold already. Wow,
what's
this
up.
has been amazing. You know, time controls everything and technology makes it easy. So
Absolutely.
thank you all for joining us in this conversation with Akon and our amazing visionaries. Thank you so much again for coming, and I wish you great success with Akoin, and come back to Toronto in December.